Ladies and gentlemen, I got a doozy for you. This game was sent to me by a Redditor to take a look at, and I think we're going to have a lot of fun with this one. So, just looking at the draft and some of the starting items, I think we got some cool team fights ahead of us. I can't wait to see some gnarly hooks, some crazy rolling in through Tusk, and see a mega farm Terrorblade just go ham. So I'm looking forward to this game. I think there's plenty of opportunity for both teams to really outplay the other and to shine here. Both teams kind of have a similar plan, but with some different power spikes. So we're going to see if they can exploit those power spikes effectively and bring their team to victory. So coming in here, looks like Dire playing kind of aggressively to claim an extra rune, and Radiant backing out a little bit. That being said, circles are being drawn. Doesn't seem to be anyone on the Radiant side heading for that rune, so might just be a freebie, but doesn't look like we'll have any conflict here in the beginning. So parallel ward setup here. In this game, I'm going to be really looking at the laning stage just to see how both teams can rotate to secure farm for their carries, because both these carries, they suck to play from behind. I mean, both Drow and Terror, like, you feel awful when you're playing from behind. So that's what I'm going to be looking at, what I'm going to be looking for, these rotations, and I just want to see some good Dota here. So a little bit harassment here early in the mid lane. Here at bottom, can Pudge land one of these hooks? Meta being used kind of aggressively here to secure some early farm, secure those levels and denies. No serious aggression here, so a bit of trades. Are we going to see any hook here? It's skilled. Are we going to see anything? We'll check back in a moment. Here at top, we have a Centaur just tanking everything up, and it's really not fun. Like this Centaur, I feel like he's been in the last few games I've casted, and he always just gets wailed on, and I feel sorry for the hero. Some aggression down here. Nothing too wild in terms of lanes. We see some early support rotations over here to perhaps prevent any pullage. Trying to deward that if it was indeed blocked. Some mind games coming out. I love that stuff. What's going on over here? I'm waiting for that Pudge hook. Really want to see it. Right now, let's turn on the last hits here, and we'll just watch as Dire play ahead ever so slightly. So I would say in general, both these teams, like just looking at the draft, you know, as we're waiting for some action to come out, looking at the draft, I put it, it's hard to say. I mean, these Terrorblades, they pop off into oblivion. They're just so hard to contest. But the opportunity for a Dire outplay, like Ember can dodge spells. We have the snowball, and of course the Pudge hook. There are so many positional utility spells that I think Dire can outplay them here, despite having a little bit more balanced draft on that of the Radiant side. So that's why I'm so excited by this game. Mid, Pango pulling ahead ever so slightly. The lane pushing in at top, so they'll have to fix that with a pull. We'll see that contest, and I'm missing first blood down here. They catch the Pudge with the Terror, looking like Rubik just about gave his life. See a bit of trade there in terms of levels and health. Rubik will have to set up again. Some aggressive plays mid. I keep saying Ember playing really aggressively into this mid lane, and this lane also continuing to be shoved in quite aggressively here. So now the support's sparring here at bottom for creep control. Gonna get that last hit. It's a value hit. And Ember going for the rotation play to try to get the rune and thwarted by the techies. So this is a really effective play for just not letting your mid laner get tempo when he wants it. So I mean, Ember right now, empty bottle. It doesn't feel good. So meta active again. We might see another Pudge going, but actually it's going to be the Rubik. I think it's going to hit some of that return damage, but Tusk has to back out. It's way too many right clicks. Not enough to actually control it there. Top, they were sparring a little bit. Looks like Drow got kind of low. Is getting even lower. Taking a lot of hits here. And Centaur's, you know, he's got his ring. He's going to be fine, I think. It's a close call mid, look like. Both mid laners down to one bottle charge. And we'll see some aggression here come out. Are we going to finally see a kill into one of these mid laners? Pango has to back out. And Techies getting got. I clicked on the wrong lane, and is Drow going to go? Might have been a trade, but looks like Drow will make it out. So that's a good trade. It's what you want to make if you're this crew. Rubik getting got on here, but the immediate snowball kind of awkward on the other side of the wall, but the immediate hook back onto him. Pudge is going to claim that return kill. So Dire on the bottom lane striking back and picking up 2 overall. So no meta for a minute. Drow is struggling a little bit in terms of last hits. Looking at the differential here, it's a bit tricky, but Tusk getting pulled up. It's a little bit of an awkward engagement, and Terrorblade's going to get got. It doesn't seem like they really have enough. It's a pretty tanky Dire crew down here at bottom lane. I think they thought they had a little bit more damage because of when they had meta before, they were able to right click him, but it just, without the boost, it's just not enough. And yeah, Rubik getting the kill onto to Pudge there, but not really able to survive himself. So I guess that's what you want to do. Difficult trades here, bottom, but Radiant pulling ahead. 1k net worth differential, 6 minutes in. So a lot of aggression here. Oh, the dodges by the Ember Spirit. It's gonna it's gonna result in the Pango giving his life here. So nice rotation there and a nice dodge to be able to live through it. So finally one of the mid laners falls, and it's looking like he'll get ward control out of this, and we'll have to find some regen eventually. Going back in, what are our items looking like? So we got the Vanguard already set up onto the Centaur, and this pesky Techie's just harassing the Drow over here. But Drow's struggling with last hits, pulling pretty far behind. There hasn't been a whole lot of rotation happening. Rotations happen to mid, so we're going to have to see how Drow finds farm on the map. I mean, Drow's one of these heroes. You think you shut her down, and then you don't see her for a few minutes, and she comes out. She farms surprisingly fast, given her nature. So it's she's not out of this game. It's gonna be difficult. But Centaur can play really aggressively here. Just take over the wave and some stackage. So this is already kind of their plan to get Drow back in these double stacks, to catch her up after the kind of not great lane. Ember, now that he's past level 6, room control is much easier, and so we'll probably see some aggression coming out upon the mid lane. So the interesting power spikes kind of happening with Dire hitting some of their spikes, but also losing some of the other lanes. So 2k net worth differential right now. The Stampede is out. A lot of damage onto the Ember here. 8 Aldos from the Pango. Will he be able to dodge this? It doesn't look like he'll be able to. He's kind of... Or will he actually? In fact, it took a little bit too long for that animation for the return to happen. I thought he was going to be chain stunned. But he'll be fine. Up top, the Techies gives his life, as does the Drow. And as I look away, the Ember gets got by the Pangolier. So I thought they were disengaging just to check the fights happening all over the map. And I end up missing 2 right there. So it's a bit brawly, it's a bit chaotic, but we have the Pudge here top. Soul Ring at the ready. Will we see some plays here? Jumping onto the Techies, the right clicks are out. It's a lot of damage. And Silencer claims another permanent end. So Tusk ready to rotate around the map. He's got phase boots at the ready. I think we're going to start seeing an early smoke probably. Yeah, and they're immediately perched up. So so we'll see these the smoke probably come out right now from the Dire crew. Try to get a rotation, maybe even push one of the side lanes, and try to claim some more of this map.
The Dusk is always ready for a fight.
Finding a courier there. Very nice. So hunting right now, I think, for this Terrorblade, somewhere farming. I guess they abandoned the smoke idea and just decided to run in there. Now they have the smokes. So Pango right here playing aggressively mid, doing a lot of damage. Will there be any follow-up? Let's change this to net worth and just continue looking here. So Drow, wow, just really hurting down here in the last 4 heroes of the map. A lot of aggression, snowball out onto the Pango with all the extra follow-up in the hook, and the man is dead. So, good rotation here from Dire, really squaring up, posturing to take this mid tower. Techie's not a lot he can do by himself. He's going to try, though. And as this is happening, Centaur gets a top tower for free. So, you know, you're getting the kills, and ooh, the hook is not good. So, we see a Sunder come out directly upon the Ember Spirit. It's half his health, but needless to say, maybe some miscommunication issues. Like, are we going in? Are we not going in? But they find the Centaur. A bit of an awkward target. It's a lot of damage, though, coming out of this Terrorblade. Is he going to fall? He's barely hanging on here. Ember's going for the hunt. Is he going to find it? He does. So he catches the stun, which is a bit weird, but he ends up getting the kill. And it's... Ooh, it caught on the tail end of the swashbuckle. So, Pangolier doing work over here, and really turning the tide of that fight that was looking, I think, quite heavily favored for Dire. Saving Christmas here, Pangolier picked up that fight, was able to do a ton of damage. So, as I opened that fighting, I was already talking like, is this some communication abuse? It seemed like half of them wanted to fight, half of them wanted to back, so it was a bit awkward, and it was also, they were man down. You know, Drow was up here just trying to catch up and farm. She's dropped even lower. She was 4th most, now she's 3rd. Okay, she's back, but needless to say, she's feeling quite weak, and she's about to get ganked. So the Radiant crew sneaking up here. The smoke is broke. Drow is spooked, but she is gone. It is not a lot you can do there. So despite having a defensive ward, still got picked. So Drow is feeling like it's a rough game. Hook coming out along with the wall. This is what I was talking about. These skills that can just block and reposition people have really high outplay possibilities. So pretty cool to see. 4K net worth differential difference here. Here, 13 minutes in. So Radiant pulling ahead, finding their place, but I gotta say, it doesn't feel exactly like a 4K net worth differential. It feels way closer, just in terms of power spike ability and just where the heroes are in this game state. I feel like if it was a 5v5, Dire could do quite a bit of damage. So it's not over yet. This 4K Ember, I think it's a little bit less. A lot of damage coming out from the Swashbuckler, killing out the Silencer. And is Tusk going to give his last two? Bit of a juke there, but they'll just back with their gain here. And the reposition with the hook, they're going to find the Rubik. Rolling Thunder into it. Ooh, catches two. Stuck in the wall. It's a bit of a misplay there. That's really rough. And the Ember Spirit is going to go down. So, kind of griefing a bit there with the wall. I'm sure he didn't mean to, but really made that fight harder than it needed to be. 5k net worth lead for the Radiant crew as they're pushing down, beating down the mid tower. Can Dire find the opening here? They try to push them back, but this Pango doing a lot of damage. Silence is used, the Walrus Punch is used, but the man's above half health and still hungry. He goes for the Silencer and he finds him. So, and as he says, he walks into a wandering Drow who gets on the board and picks up the 7 kill streak. A lot of gold going towards that Drow. And Dire striking back, finding the picks mid. They're going to go for the hook again and find it, threading the needle, and picking up the Centaur as well. So this is what I was talking about. This 4k net worth lead doesn't feel like this. Dire still has teeth. They're hunting the techies underneath the tower. He might just get away here. And it doesn't look like they'll continue. Seems a bit dangerous. So all this while, Drow farming and moving up in the ranks. So still the bottom of the pack, but finding that bit of gold. So Ember, not really taking the long road and getting caught here. So Pango picking up that return kill. Rubik smoked, moving towards mid. So this battle for mid is still active, and Pudge finding some good hooks. Finding the hooks that matter, really, to hit some of these plays. So we'll see what happens next. I think this Drow, what is her itemization at? So she's going for a shard, and she has a dragon lance. So yeah, she's definitely behind, but when she can group up with her team, we might see some aggressive plays. So how's Terrorblade? We haven't seen him in a while. He's farming up his Manta, making good progress. And shoving out lanes. So Radiant's going for a smoke. 3-man smoke, moving towards bottom. Right now, Radiant just has so much more of the map to play with. You know, they've taken all 3 of the tier 1 towers, and they can make these aggressive plays and hit them so much more easily. They find the Silencer, and he's just taken out so quickly by this Diffusal Blade Pangolier, who can just murder the supports quite easily. So Radiant finding the easy rotations and able to claim more of the map more easily. It's giving a lot of space to this Terrorblade. Just go farm. And as I say that, Tusk, DD, feeling strong, throws out the wall. Can he find a pick? So a lot of connections. The awkward interaction with the hook, and is he going to come backline? He's living on a prayer here. Just 30 health, but he got the Rolling Thunder off, and he's going to come back in with all that, and he's actually going to die. Feeling strong and giving his life for it. So they pick up 2. Dire saying, get out of our jungle. 4k net worth differential. It continues. So Terrorblade continuing to farm. Got that Manta queued up. Drow also continuing to farm, moving up the stack. Tusk with a blink. I don't think he had that last fight. So moving forward, Dire trying to open up their map a little bit, going aggressive onto the Rubik here. We see rotations coming in with the Centaur. Are they going to be able to get the pick? It's a double stun, and I don't think they will. The Stampede is really making it difficult. They will actually pick up the Rubik on the back line, but they're going to lose the Tusk for it. So a bit of an awkward trade where just a lot of rotations came in, but that's space for the Drow. That's Drow not getting attacked, so it's space created. Radiant grouping up, Blink Dagger at the ready on the Pangolier. The Basher queued up. Force Staff, that'll be big for the Silencer. Able to maneuver these fights and to save the Drow. Blink also ready on the Centaur. So a lot of initiation opportunities on the Radiant side between Pango and Centaur. Just really disrupt the backlines and just cause chaos in team fights. And that being said, you know, Dire has this global silence and this pesky Ember jumping around constantly. And speaking of Ember, BKB queued up. That's going to be a huge power spike. So we'll look forward to seeing that connect in a few minutes. So Ags queued up on Tusk, gives the Walrus kick, another repositioning skill. So in addition to Pudge, Hook, they'll be able to knock people back. So it's a lot of ability to really mess with Radiant's positioning. I quite like the draft for that reason.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Both teams biding their time. Looking at the vision game, you know, Radiant has this one aggressive ward, and Dire has this one over here. So I think it's quite equal. Dire has some more defensive wards set up over here, which might be really useful in this fight. We see a global silence used really early, rolling onto the controlled Pangolier. He's going to die early in the fight, but the Ember is going to give his life because this guy's all meadowed up. The Pudge getting right-click down. There's not a lot left. Just don't have anything left in the tank. This Terrorblade has 50 health, and he ends up sundering the man and killing him. So it's a lot of damage. I actually don't think Sunder ended up killing him, but it was a lot of damage. So it's a bit of a chaotic fight where, you know, it looked really good for Dire in the beginning, where getting the Pango, but having Terrorblade just meted and manted, ready to go, it was way too much damage. So we'll see the lane push out. Or we'll see a counterplay here. Immediate blink with the Pudge onto the Terrorblade. It's a lot of damage, and he's going to end up giving his life. Techie's stuck here in the wall with 3 of them. This ain't looking good, son. I think you're going to die. So it's a trade for 2. A little bit of chip damage on the tower. I say that it's half, more than half, and mines everywhere. So this blink on the Pudge is important, able to jump straight onto the Terrorblade, because he doesn't have, you know, a Lincoln's or anything, and even if he had a BKB, he's going to be able to control through that. So, you know, if Pudge really goes for that every fight to really control the Terrorblade and finds the opening, and there's no opportunity for, you know, to save him from the team, it could turn out quite poorly. Bit of aggression here. Getting God on. I think the Tusk is caught out a little bit. He's disarmed and just kind of stuck. And he saved the Ember, but he'll give his life for it. So Ember lives to farm another day. While Radiant posturing super aggressively, grouped up as 5, pushing into this Dire top lane, saying, you know what, we wanted the tower, we didn't get it, so we're going to get it this time. Shoving in the lane. Dire moving forward a little bit, trying to find their footing. So, not really knowing where the vision is. It's always a scary position to be in. Ember finding 2, but the whiff from Centaur won't really result in anything other than the tower falling. So, bit of a waiting for something to happen there, and ultimately not a lot Dire can do to really have any kind of rebuttal in this situation. So Force Staff ready on Silencer, and Terrorblade with the Scotty queued up. Basher almost ready on the Pango. Crowd control that can be added to their already quite pesky lineup. BKB not far. The Ember. Blink Stomp. The hook save coming out. Ember will be fine. 4 here grouped up. Radiant Crew. The smoke will break. The Stampede will be used, and the silence will be counter-initiated upon. Pudge kind of stuck using the wrong target. He's going to end up giving his life because the Terrorblade is right there and just nothing he can do. On the back line, Pango finding the Drow and killing him, and will the Silencer do anything? He's going to get hopped on, he's going to die. So over here on the right side, the support is looking scary, and are they going to be able to save him with the snowball? I think not. The man's going to end up falling. This might be basically a wipe. It's a lot of damage, and the Tusk will fall. Ember gets out again, but again, this was one of those fights for the Dire team that it just looked a bit awkward, and like they weren't quite communicating about what they wanted to do. It seemed like they were kind of shoving out the lane, then they saw two, and then do we fight, do we not? And then before they knew it, they were completely overrun. And Pudge, using his Dismember on the Centaur really kind of made the fight where Terrorblade can do whatever he wants. He doesn't have to do anything. This aggression happening behind the tier 2, a lot of damage. 2 Radiant supports will fall, playing too aggressively. That'll be 3 with the Pango, again playing really aggressively. So again, Dire having teeth, able to fight back. Manta and BKB queued up on the Drow. Drow number 3 in net worth, top of the Dire crew from the bottom of the pack. So she's been farming this whole time. She's coming back. Last fight was a bit awkward with Pango just running around on the back line. Basher ready, by the way. BKB almost ready for Ember. Tusk with the Scepter up. Blink on the Rubik. I feel like the entire Radiant team have blinks. Except Techies, which Techies I haven't looked at his items in a while. Has a Lotus Orb. The man's farmed. Got a Philosopher's Stone, but almost got the Scotty. He's got the money for it. Terrorblade. And he'll pick it up right now. So it's a big item power spike for that man. And we might see a smoke from Radiant to go use it. So Dire trying to secure some Roche vision. This is really going to be the most important fight coming into this game. This mid-game timing where 6k net worth down, you don't want to give it for free. You want to make it difficult. So right now, Dire crew warding defensively, Radiant grouping up. Will we see a smoke soon? Terrorblade going for the Roche play. As I'm saying that, looks like Ember gets a solo kill onto the Pango down here. That's absolutely massive. So Megan call it. This is an opening. They have to leave Roche, but as they do that, they're moving into the jungle. They're finding the Drow in the backline. The blink from the Centaur. They have to counter-initiate with the silence, and they knock Centaur up to the high ground. On the backline, the Dismember happens onto the Techies. He's Lotus Orbs up. This fight is happening over 3 screens, and it's looking like they're disengaging. So Dire smoking up immediately to maybe go for that fake back counterplay. It's quite funny seeing Centaur get kicked up to the high ground. I think the shenanigans of that are not... We haven't seen the last of those yet, so Dire grouping up and prepared to retake some of their jungle here. Techies with the Force Staff queued up. He's got his build figured out. It's the E-Blade in there too. Rubik going Shard. Another save. So it's going for another Lotus Orb on the Pangolier. So we're gonna have 2. It's a massive, like, extra dispel for the global silence, and it kind of makes it difficult for the Pudge. BKB used on the Ember, and ooh, just kind of caught out there. I don't think he wanted to use it and waited too long, and that feels bad. That was your 9-second BKB. I think just playing a little too aggressively there. The man got caught, so it's a bit rough. Aetherlin's queued up on the Pudge. It's going to give him that extra range. and Radiant saying, hey, we just gotta kill mid, let's go Rosh. So they do. First Roshan, so nothing too crazy. Daedalus queued up, Terrorblade. And a Hurricane Pike to finish out that dragon mid. So Radiant right now, 8k up, Aegis in hand. Ready to push down that mid tower. Let's see if they can get it. So, tightening that grip over the Dire jungle. They take this outpost, and they're gonna shove in this lane. And you know, last time they fought this, like the supports were way up here, and they ended up losing 3. Looks like they'll get the tower for free. I don't think Dire were ready to defend that. But they're going to continue high ground. So Hook immediately coming out into the Terrorblade, but the blink away won't actually escalate into anything else. He's Lotus Orbed up, but it's a lot of damage. This Drow is still poking away from far away. And silence is used, and the defensive backing, the Terrorblade's in the cart, will get pulled to safety. And Dire will hold, but the big skills are on you on cooldown. So meta's up. Terrorblade continues to farm. So right now, looking at the net worth, you know, Drow is 6k behind the Terrorblade. It's difficult to find that footing. Stampede used his kick to the high ground. Tusk kind of trapped, getting just right-clicked by this Terrorblade with the Scotty. This is hard to see. This Ember can't really do a lot, and neither can the Pudge. The Ember will eventually walk away, but the Pudge won't be able to. The sieging of high ground begins. Pango whiffing. Fortification used. A lot of damage coming out until the Terrorblade gonna get put in the wagon again and carted off to safety. And Dire gonna hold. Tower at half health. Aegis still at the ready of Terrorblade.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Hitch a ride. Will we see a Sunder play here? Hurricane Pike queued up, kicking away down to the low ground. He'll drop. I think that was the stolen kick. I didn't quite catch that. And so a bit of a support trade here. He blinked up, kicked him, and they got killed. So support's trading, and Radiant's gonna back out here as Terrorblade will just farm, push out other lanes, and try to secure that net worth lead even more as they target this last tier 2 tower. So Dire feeling like they got to reclaim some of their jungle, creeping out of the base, pushing out the lane. Some pings coming out to try to secure some farming area in the jungle here. Drow just trying to catch up. This BKB still pretty far away. And when we see a catch here, a kickback and a silence. The Centaur, not the pick you really want to find. He blinks away. He's going to be fine. So it's a couple silences in a row. They're just not the highest impact. They're just a bit on the weak side in terms of their effectiveness. But when you're playing from behind, you got to take these risks. It's a Radiant 12k net worth lead. 32 minutes in. Aegis still at the ready. Terrorblade, 1 minute left on that. Let's see if we'll see a play. They're going to take over this outpost here. Ember Spirit posturing aggressively here. Running into 3. They're going to miss the stun, but the counter initiation, the Walrus kick back, and the immediate snowball, it's a lot of damage. The Techies is going to fall. Finding the Pango, ooh, kind of gets stuck on the wall and gets right-clicked down by the Drow. This is what you need. 10k net worth differential is a very effective use of spells there. So really cool how they were able to trap the Pango, get the right clicks in, and kick back the Techies to really separate the fight. Really cool to see. So Psychic Headband on the Pudge, he has a lot of range on this. He can blink in kind of close and still hit people. So pretty cool. Reclaiming their jungle, putting it on a few wards. High ground still stands. Aegis about to expire. And as we continue, the some scribbles happening on the mini map. People are becoming unglued in the game as it happens. When you're down 10k and all feels lost, you start scribbling. So it's a bit difficult for the Dire crew here, but they're trying to secure some jungle farm. Push out these waves and just keep their half of the map safe. Terrorblade kicked back, kind of caught out of position here. Gets sundered, but it's they have to use the Stampede to really get him out. And he's not even really going to get out. He's just going to kind of run around in a circle. They're going to silence to try to save the Ember, who is caught here from the stun. They're going to kick out him again. So this fight just keeps moving towards the Radiant base. Drow picking up the kill upon the Centaur over here. They're rolling forward in the stolen snowball. And the silencer is going to finally get got, despite trying to save him with the hook. So it's kind of a wild fight there. These repositioning skills just mean people are all over the place, and kind of makes it fun though. So they're kicking the Terrorblade up to the high ground. We've seen this movie before. Terrorblade's just getting wailed on right now. He's gonna fall. So no Aegis to save you, and no team to save you either. And this Axe really paying dividends, I think, this game. Being able to really move and displace people is incredibly effective. So scrappy fights by Dire, finding a couple little skirmishes here. They're going to find the Rubik here off to the side. So you know, what was just 12k a moment ago, 7k net worth differential. So Dire finding the picks really that they need to hit, and getting some farm onto the Drow. BKB at the ready, by the way, with a butterfly queued up. What was Terrorblade doing? So he had his Daedalus, he's got his Satanic queued up. Alright. That's Pango. He finished that Lotus Orb. He's going for his Ags, and he's going to upgrade his Blink, looks like. So Dire, for the first time since I can remember, pushing. Hitting this tier 2 mid. And doing a lot of damage. I think they'll get this tower, so it's going to unlock the map for them in a way that just hasn't existed, I think, in all this map. So 6k net worth differential. Silencer collecting 16 intelligence. I wanted to see if he had the shard, but he didn't. And an Ember, where are we at with you? He's got an Ags, a Maelstrom, and he's got the Gleipnir queued up. So he's going to offer a little bit more control to be able to make those counterplays. Right now, speaking of counterplays, Radiant smoked up, moving towards mid. We got a bomb and Roche, so they know what's up, and just moving towards. It looks like Terrorblade's kind of the bait. It looks a little obvious if Pango's there, but whatever they're trying, doesn't look like Dire's gonna take it. They're just gonna back up and say, "Whoa, we take the fight we want." 5k net worth differential. Radiant posturing aggressively into the Dire jungle. I think we'll see a smoke from Dire here soon. I think they feel strong. I think they're going to try to take a fight. Radiant are just going to try to squeeze out more of the map while they have lead.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
More scribbles continue. And so, the Ember Spirit saving a lot of gold. Not quite from buyback, but it's what you need at this point. So got a sniff and immediately dipped. Keeping those lanes pushed out. Both teams kind of biding their time here. How's Centaur doing? We haven't looked at him in a while since he got his Ags. He's got a BKB queued up. Probably makes sense. Does the kick pierce BKB? It does. Ember playing aggressively here, out really far, whiffing the chains, and it's got to back up. Techies with knee blade queued up. What's Rubik doing? upgrade his 8th wounds. So Tusk blinking in, not finding the target he wants. It's a bit chaotic, this fight, but they're finding the Rubik regardless, and Silence will be used aggressively here, it looks like. But Radiant, they're just going to leave. They know, like, we don't want to fight that. So it's Rubik fallen, and I think the tier 2 fell then, or it had just fallen before, but Pango wasn't with them. And Terrorblade finding the silencer. And Tusk kind of caught out here, chain stun and right click down from all the illusions. Pudge just getting caught with this massive turret damage. Ember, what are you doing, man? You're in deep. He's got it back. So buyback onto to the Tusk here. We won't see a further push, but that was those were expensive, those fights. And Radiant gonna go for the Roche play. It's good timing for them. They have a window, so they're just gonna go hit it. So, bit of an awkward play there. I'd already started looking at the Pango, didn't realize they were staying, and Terrorblade got the kill on the silencer, which just busted that fight wide open. So, I think it all started with Tusk not really finding the pick he wanted, and it's a bit of luck there. So, Shard going the way of Terrorblade. This gave him the demonic zeal, or the demon zeal. Interesting. And Dire will have to find farm on the map.
Invisibility.
12k, back to the 12k. So it's Radiant able to secure back that lead they once held 5 minutes ago. Grouping up top. Going for the blink play, but not connecting anything. Rubik here. The Radiant team shoving out this lane while Dire just continues to shove out bottom. So it's a bit chaotic. The stun onto the Pudge. It's a lot of damage. They try to go for the counter silence, but so much damage. He's just going to fall. Tusk tries to help him, but he gets caught. It looks like it's the counter silence. Or wait, that was the first silence I think that was stolen. I'm really confused. But it was, it's going to result in two dying at the Dire. Can't actually see. I think he had silence.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Whiffing the stun run, he hit it, but he was BKB'd. It's kind of crazy back and forth here. Everyone kind of stuck. Needless to say, Ember doesn't have BKB, and they're trying to def high ground. They have to use fortification. 3v5 with an Aegis on the Terrorblade. Not really where you want to be. Drow trying her hardest here. Still has that 9-second BKB to use. Will she find the opening? Rolling Thunder coming out, rolling in. A lot of damage onto the to the Drow. Good time to use your BKB, but not enough time to use it. Pango finding the other kill on the silencer in the back line. It's just Ember. Buyback onto the Drow, coming out here to support the Ember, who has no mana and is really kind of stuck. So this is going to be a tough lane, no matter how you spin it. Drow getting jumped on, and the hook play coming, repositioning the Terrorblade. He's going to be a bit stuck here. Drow finally using that BKB, going to try to find the pick here, and going to get chain stunned through with the Basher. They'll get the Terrorblade through the Aegis, but he'll respawn, and the Centaur gets killed. So some return kills here. They didn't get that other kill, the hook back, catching the Terrorblade. They'll go for the TP play. There's no way to interrupt it. So they don't get the melee Rex, Radiant, which if you're Dire, I guess that's the best you can hope for. So having used one buyback there on the Drow, what are buybacks like? So just Ember has his, while Terrorblade, Pango, and Centaur have theirs. It's a bit scrappy, but as I've said, you gotta find the net worth where you can. Pango TP boots, and Ag Scepter up. Terrorblade getting 6 slotted. This man doesn't scale that much farther, so it's going to be interesting to see what he decides to go for, how he decides to adjust his build to try to close out this game. So kickback, Pango caught out, dismembered, and shot down. Ultimately, Tusk will claim the kill. So Dire trying to abuse this this window where Pango is down, gonna barrel down mid lane as 4 with Silencer, trying to catch up. Going to try to get some return damage, and maybe even get a building here. Terrorblade's off farming. Centaur, BKB. We had that last fight, but so 8 seconds.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And we have to see some rotations back. Pudge using Dismember to get rid of these illusions. So Dire not finding the window I think they hoped for, despite Pango being down for a minute. Just because all the lanes are really pushing in, they had to reset. So gonna use their time differently to try to find some farm on the map. And the music is hidden. Should turn that down maybe, but it's that's why we love Dota. So Dire on the back foot here, pipe. Hooked up for the Pudge. Refresher, that's what it was with Silencer. He had a refresher. I didn't realize he had that. That kind of came out of nowhere. I think he shifted his build and got that. So so me not just clicking the hero and knowing what happened. So potential for big plays there. Long stuns or long silences. So it looks like Terrorblade's got a blink dagger queued up. For the swift blink. So the kickback onto the techies, getting moved into the back line, gonna get his own snowball to counterplay. He'll get silenced. It's a lot of repositioning here, but he's gonna get thrown into the cart and pulled to safety. He's gonna be fine. This man, a cart within a cart. It's all very funny. So Shiva's queued up in the Ember. He's got a Gleipnir. Now ready for this next fight. Let's see which team will try to make a play. Try to secure some more of this map. And they find the Ember. Bit of a pause here. Radiant smoked up and moving directly off the tails of that Ember kill straight into the Dire jungle. They're gonna find Tusk here. Tusk misses the blink to the high ground, kicks the techies up to the high ground. He's stuck, is gonna get thrown back, but not quite onto the low ground. It's a lot of repositioning here. They're gonna find the techies. Ember buys back. Pudge looking scary, running towards them. Silence used aggressively here. The Pango rolling up into the high ground. It's a bit chaotic here. Tusk dodges the fear. It's a lot of damage. He's really going for this this Terrorblade. Meanwhile, at top, they're finding the the Pango, and they get that man. So it's I mean, how did that turn out? It was good for Dire, I think. That was they just got the Pango because the fight didn't really include the Ember buyback, which happened, but techies also bought back that fight, so they had the outpost ready to go. A bit wild, all over the place. It was kind of cool seeing the play with Tusk dodging the fear as he was in the snowball, but not enough damage on his own to really take care of this Terrorblade, who is absolutely strong. Going to eat, change his build to get the Aghanim Scepter. He'll just consume. And Dire scanning out Roche, moving forwards, finding the Rubik here, but not enough follow-up damage because they're so high up on the high ground there. Roche not up, going for that blind hook, won't connect. Dire really positioning aggressively here. 13k net worth differential. What are the neutral items right now? Spell Prism, Ember. Philosopher's Stone, and Ninja Gear. Terrorblade has, he's been holding his Paladin Sword for a while. The Stormcrafter. It's a great one. It's a Dispel. Gets rid of the silence. If you Pango, it's a solid pick. Flicker, also a basic Dispel, another good pick. So Ember, almost getting caught there. They have to use the defensive silence. They didn't really need it, but nevertheless, it's been used now. And that's a window for Radiant to really push through. Roche isn't up, so I think they're just trying to secure some vision here. And Tusk, is he going to get caught? Looks like he's going to dip. Ember Spirit, Shiva's at the ready, going for refreshers. Extra BKB timing. Drow with a Daedalus now, since we last checked in on her, and a Blink Dagger herself. Alright. So, Roche up, being taken. This is a big one with the Refresher Shard and Cheese. Centaur going for Shiva's. Rubik for a blink. So this time, Pango will take the Aegis. He's playing so far forward, and Terrorblade will just take the cheese. Or no, he'll take the refresher. Who took the cheese? Centaur took the cheese. So, Radiant, smoked up, bulked up, and swole, moving towards mid. With everything they need, towered less than half health. How will Dire respond? What will their rebuttal be? So, we'll be looking for a hook and some Tusk repositioning with the blink. Blind hook doesn't connect. Terrorblade vetted, moving in. Fortification used. Bit of an awkward connection there. Tusk is able to toss back the techies though. That's a dieback. But he himself is kind of stuck, but he ends up living. He has a Force Staff, and he can get himself out. Terrorblade, getting dangerously low, has to be KB, and gonna get kicked back to the high ground and controlled by the Pudge. The man is dead. So I can't believe it, but Dire holds. They're finding the Pango. That's the Aegis. He's gonna come back, but his friends have already left. He's gonna be alone here, so he'll try to use his ult. But Rubik getting caught by the Drow on the back line, and Pango just trying to roll away Ember in hot pursuit. Is he gonna find him? Ooh, he's gonna walk into some stunnage, but will it happen? Doesn't look like it will. Looks like they're gonna leave. I don't know. They were feeling pretty strong there. So an amazing plays there. The Tusk saving Christmas again, going in and repositioning the Terrorblade, making that whole fight just fall apart, and really, I think some miscommunication again, where Rubik and Pango weren't quite where they needed to be. And I can't believe it, but Dire pushing down mid lane, hitting this tower. We see a buyback from Rubik. Not connecting the hook there, but this is a lot of damage. Repositioning the Pango. Silence used aggressively. He can still kind of move around. Double stunnage, but the Tusk is going to end up giving us life for that deep positioning. The Rolling Thunder being used, and Ember, can he get out of this? He's BKB'd and just kind of running. He doesn't have another dash for about 7 seconds. He's getting stuck. The one hit is the bash, and it's the one that kills him. It's a dieback, and the Ember will fall. So perhaps Dire playing a little too aggressively there. Pudge gonna get also caught on the tail end of that, and he'll immediately buy back along with the Tusk, saying, "I got you, brother. I'm with you." So the Dire team has to defend now. They have to rebuttal. 4v5. Still has that cheese up on the Centaur. So we're not going to make those mistakes we made last time. This time will be different. And it might be different. Pudge going for the hook, finding it, but the immediate force staff away won't result in anything. The Centaur jumping in deep along with the Terrorblade. They're going to find the Drow here. It's a lot of damage. She can't really walk away because of the Scotty, and she has to buy back. So Dire team playing really aggressively here, and they'll find the Pango as well as the Rubik. Stampede used defensively. They got to run. Dire's hungry. They want blood. This Pudge looking for that hook, but the man's in a cart. He's just gonna run away. So Dire getting away in another really scrappy fight where their racks hold, and they had to spend some buybacks there though with Drow, but it seemed to be worth it. They got the picks that they wanted, and they used cheese as well. So no extra benefit from the Roche fight that happened coming their way. Buybacks right now, almost the entire Radiant crew except for Rubik have it ready on the Dire side, just Silencer and Ember. These late game Dota matches where it feels like every fight is a knife's edge. It can go either way. These are the best games. If you have a game like this and you want me to cast it, leave a match ID in the comments and I'll try to get to it. Tusk farming up. This man's been farming this upgrade to his Aether Lens. His Octarine core for a while now. Pudge with the Hex queued up. Drow with an Axe. And Dire moving into the Radiant jungle here, where they find this Pango farming over here. This is so much control. Every fight they've won so far has really resulted, and they will. They'll find the Pango, bunch of right clicks. He has buyback. This is a window. Inflict economic damage upon Radiant. 11k net worth differential. Pushing down mid. We have a big creep wave top pushing in. And it looks like Dire will kind of rotate, shift their strategy to push in the bottom. Maybe try to get this tower, since there's creeps. They've already removed the backdoor protection. We'll see a buyback from the Pangolier. And Dire immediately dips. They leave. 7k net worth differential. It was an expensive buyback. And the tower fell, so high ground bottom is broken. Radiant 5-man smoke up. Moving towards this Dire crew. They know they're somewhere over here. They took the outpost. But where? Doesn't look like anything will connect. They'll likely just move even further into the jungle. Kind of hoping to catch somebody farming. Terrorblade playing super aggressively forward. I love seeing that. Dire fixing their lanes. We see a bit more farming. A lot of lines being drawn out. Looks like the techies saying, come on, let's push mid. Roche up quite soon. Potentially. Ember saving buyback and attempting to purchase that refresher orb. So Rubik picking up that Lotus orb. It's a big step. A little bit of sparring mid, but nothing crazy. Big old minefield by the techies. We haven't really talked about that, but this is the stuff you never want to see. But when the game's slow like this, You know, it's so late in a game like this, and someone might not have buyback. That could be the crazy thing that flips it. So, 2 smoked up by Dire here. Moving into the jungle, trying to secure a little bit of farm here. Drow. Looks like she bought her Ags. Looks like she bought out. Doesn't have buyback. That's on cooldown anyway, I believe. Yeah. And, still smoked up. 6k net worth differential. Terrorblade making up the majority of that. Ooh, aggressive jump forward by the Ember. But nothing big will connect. So Techie's making little works of art here. A little death trap for Dire to walk into. And Dire gonna be settled to farming it up. But it's interesting, like, I don't really see how much more these folks can scale. Terrorblade probably go for like a moon shard or something. And then he's kind of maxed out, this guy. Not a whole lot else he can do. And this is these in-game strategy. So big play here. Ags, sorry, Roshan getting taken with this time with the Ags blessing. And who will that go to? Maybe Rubik. Rubik will take the cheese. Could take the cheese and the eggs. Okay. Or the refresher, and I think, I don't know who got the, it doesn't really matter. Terribly got the cheese. And Pango, again, with the Aegis. So, for what seems like the 5th time this game, Radiant, with everything one could ask for. 6-slotted Terrorblade, Aegis, cheese, and everything, going down mid. And so far, every time we've seen this, Dire has scrappily found a way to defend it. So, what's gonna happen? I don't know. Let's see. Arrows being drawn. The Terrorblade. Push out top. Tier 5 items coming out, so unfortunately more farming for us and less action. Well, it seems like Radiant, since they have a bit more of a stranglehold in the map, are going to be able to farm those faster. And we'll see some Arnie coming out, so Fallen Sky onto the Pangolier. And a 3-man smoke by Dire. I think kind of reading that they need to secure, they need to secure some of this map. We need to be able to farm our neutrals as well. Ember playing forward here to get those as well. Book of the Dead by Techies. It's a pretty good pick. Great for pushing when you're struggling to push. And they'll push forward, shoving in both lanes. Both teams posturing here, just trying to set up the best vision possible. Pudge going for those hooks, not quite connecting. He has the Hex now. Gonna be looking for that Tusk play. That he's got the Giant's Ring. I was like, this man is huge. He's will allow him to. It's a pretty good item for Tusk. He can just walk through his wall. Things like that. It's pretty cool. So some neutral items coming out for both teams. Looks like Terrorblade will take the Force Boots, so he doesn't have to carry boots anymore. It's exactly what he wanted. He won't have any life still. Look at the Dead going to Techies. Big old jump happening here on some illusions, but nothing really will end up happening. Both teams just playing a bit slowly here. Radiant, careful not to make the same mistakes they've made over and over again here. And pushing this middle tower. Playing very passively, even staying up on the high ground here, knowing that Tusk can just jump in and a blink kick or a Pudge hook can come out of nowhere. So, jumping in, Pango whipping down and back up, gets stunned up onto the high ground. Silence coming out, and it's a lot of damage. The Pango's going to end up giving his life. That's the Aegis. Terrorblade blinking up onto the high ground, just trying to be an auto turret here. Not doing a lot of damage, and having to back out. Kick happening even further back in. This is Pango's second life, and he's a bit hidden here. I think that's the Fallen Sky. He's bouncing around like crazy. That was a Lotus Orb, and he's going to actually live here, but he's BKB'd, put into a wagon, and they're both stunned. He's getting kicked away, and I think he'll make it out. So the crazy adventures of Pango, while Terrorblade is alone at top. Hex stunned up and getting eaten. The man falls, getting pulled back in. That's going to be the Centaur getting shot up over here on the side, and Pango taking a lot of damage from this Drow is going to be enough crowd control. They find her here, but he's got to leave. Tusk going for the safe play. They'll back up. So they get one Rax, but not the other one, and they had to spend a buyback. It's a 2k net worth differential, and bottom is pushing in. Look at this wave. It'll live, but so much damage. 1k net worth differential. We haven't had this since minute 0 this game, everyone. This is Radiant not learning the lesson. The Tusk will kick you to the high ground and completely disrupt your fight. Such a cool draft by Dire to be able to just reposition people and spread out these fights. It's chaos to cast, but it's fun to see it when I can actually find it. It's also every time I can't help but giggle every time he throws somebody into a cart to haul them away. It's such a dumb skill, but I love it. It's so cool. And Terrorblade, buddy, what are you gonna do? What you gonna build? I guess it's a moon shard. This minefield, I cannot wait to see. The minefield grows. Who's gonna dare walk into this? It's so symmetrical though. 65 minutes in for the first time in a long time. In a long time. Net worth lead is almost 0. It just popped over to the Dire side, so smoke up right now. 3 people smoked up by Dire, moving in towards this this Radiant jungle. This massive minefield. Are they going to try to bait them? Oh my god. So much damage. Tusk walking through, getting got. That's nowhere to go. And he has buyback, but Ember getting chain stunned over here. He's able to dodge something, and because of the silence, he's BKBing, just trying to get out and reset. It's really chaotic fights, a lot of damage. Ember is living on a prayer, but ends up dying. Drow, the same. Both buybacks on the Tusk and the Ember. It's a lot of damage. The Sunder is saving the man and ultimately killing the silencer there. So really wild fight here. Looking like Radiant finally found their opening. Buybacks happening all over the place. They're still happening. All the buybacks are being used right now. Massive fight. Whoever wins this probably wins the game. So Centaur getting got over here on the side. Rubik's gonna fall. He has a buyback. Who knew there was another one still there? And ooh, big old double stun here. Ember gonna die back. That's that man down. Double silence. And gonna be the Pango falling over here to the auto turret. Drow, who actually ends up getting the Terrorblade. Pango still has buyback. Drow finds the opening and is able to right click. So the only buyback in the game right now is this Pango, and he uses it right now. 5k net worth lead for the Radiant. So massive fight. Centaur just going for the clown play to try to push in the wave, and might get caught here by the Pudge, but the hook doesn't connect. Over here down at bottom, Rubik gonna end up falling to this Chad of a silencer, right clicking the man, and Pango just staying out, kind of stuck by himself, chain stun, getting right clicked up. The man's gonna fall. Dire finding the ability to do a griefing pause here and hitting the tier 4s. Dire are hitting them. They're getting exactly what they came for. They're going to go for the base. It's a minute with nothing else. It's I mean, if this weren't the clowniest game I'd seen in a while, I'd just say it's GG. But who knows? Maybe this Centaur just, yeah, maybe he just goes and kills the Drow or something in this thing. So it's Drow will be kind of fine. They don't have creeps, so that's like the only saving grace right now. They're trying to hit this through backdoor protection. 37 seconds on the techies. They're trying to get this through backdoor. Creeps are a long way away. This is painful to watch, but they're just right-clicking it. Centaur going for the play, and they have to immediately BKB and force staff, and he'll just run back. They get the towers. The Ancient is exposed. How long is this going to take? Terrorblade is up, and Techies is going to be up really soon. Can they actually finish it? The creeps have finally arrived. It's a lot of damage. Gets the dodge. It's a lot of damage, but she ends up dying. That's a dieback. Terrorblade feeling strong here, going for the right clicks. The silence has to be used defensively. Ember, the man, is here, going for the counterplay, and it won't actually end up connecting in a whole lot other than this Techie's just running away. So a bit of a chaotic fight, everyone jumping in and out. Ancient is exposed. Pango's going to be up in 30, with Rubik up in 20. Dire's got nothing left in the tank, they got it back. So the game continues, and a tier 4 falls for the side of Radiant. So it's everyone, Radiant held. The Ancient recharges, and we continue. So we're right back in. What a clowny game. An absolute fiesta. So Roche is up. What goodies he got? So it's nags, refreshers. Looks like Radiant will go for that. Maybe. No buybacks. No buybacks anywhere. Just arrows drawn. You could go. You could go get Roche, but nah. Let's go fight him. Get me out of here. Hook doesn't connect. Terrorblade going for the hard push here. Right clicking. He's got a rapier and he's feeling strong. He jumps right onto the Pudge, and it's a lot of damage. He kills that man. Silence used, but it's not enough. The man's got a DD and a rapier, and he's ready to end this game. He says, get me out of here. On the back line, Pango and the Techies are able to clean up the rest, and Tusk can't really do a lot by himself. What looked like a glimmer of hope a moment ago looks like a dream in the past, because Radiant are doing it. And as I say that, Drow is going to be up, and we've seen stranger things this game, so I don't want to rule anything out, but fortification used. Drow getting the right clicks, going full ham, killing off the Terrorblade and the Centaur. There's a lot of creeps here, but the Ancient will, in the end, fall. GG, easy, question marks all around. Wow. Wow, what a game. What an absolute joy of a game. I really enjoyed casting that. What a crazy one. I'm speechless. Back and forth. I even called it for Dire whenever they were knocking on the door there. And wow, what a great game. If you have a similar game, or even maybe not even as clowny as that, but something that was really great, drop a match ID in the comments. I'd love to cast it. I'm a newish streamer, so I'm always open for feedback. If there's something I can do better, let me know. I'm always trying to improve, and I hope to cast one of your games in the future. So anyway, this is me. I hope you had fun. I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll catch you next time. Till then.